Ever wondered what GST and PST are? Or how these two little acronyms can have such a significant impact on your everyday life? Well, prepare to be enlightened. GST stands for Goods and Services Tax. It's a value-added tax, or VAT, that's imposed by the federal government of Canada on most goods and services sold or consumed within the country. Think of it as a consumption tax that's applied at each stage of the supply chain, from production to final consumption. Businesses collect GST on their sales and pass it on to the government, while consumers pay GST on purchases. The revenue generated from GST helps fund federal government programs and services, everything from infrastructure to education. Now, while GST is a federal tax, some provinces have cleverly combined it with their provincial sales tax, or PST, to create a harmonized sales tax, known as HST. This harmonized tax simplifies the system by merging the federal GST with the provincial tax into a single rate. Not all provinces are part of the HST club, though, so in those areas, GST and PST remain separate taxes. Speaking of PST, let's dive into that. PST is a provincial tax imposed by certain provinces in Canada on the sale or rental of taxable goods and services. It's designed to generate revenue for provincial governments and is typically applied as a percentage of the purchase price of taxable items. Like GST, businesses in provinces with PST collect the tax on their sales and pass it on to the provincial government, while consumers pay PST on purchases. The revenue generated from PST helps fund provincial government programs and services. But PST isn't a one-size-fits-all tax. Each province in Canada has its own set of regulations, rates, and exemptions for PST. Some provinces use a single-rate PST applied to most goods and services, while others have multi-stage PST systems with different rates for various items. And as mentioned earlier, some provinces have harmonized their PST with the federal GST to create a single HST. Now, if you're thinking GST and PST sound familiar, you're right. Many other countries have their own versions of these taxes. For instance, the European Union, Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom all have a value-added tax or goods and services tax at the national level. Similarly, regional or state-level sales taxes are applied on top of national-level consumption taxes in countries like the United States, mirroring PST in Canada. So, to sum it all up, GST and PST are both consumption taxes imposed in Canada at the federal and provincial levels, respectively. While GST is a federal tax applied uniformly across the country, PST varies by province. They're not just Canadian phenomena either. Similar taxes exist all over the world, often in the form of value-added taxes or regional sales taxes. So, next time you see GST or PST on a receipt, you'll know exactly what they mean and how they contribute to funding the services we all use every day.